Hello fellow hunters, it's JR with Genesis 27.3 Outdoors, and today I want to talk to you about my arrow setup, my quiver, my broadheads, why I choose what I choose. I use fixed blade broadheads. They're reliable, they're dependable. I might catch some flack about what I'm fixing to say, but I don't trust open on impact mechanical broadheads. Years ago, back in, or it was 97, 98, somewhere around there, I used them, and the first deer I shot, it was awesome. I shot her through the lungs, and for 50 yards there was a blood trail that was almost 6 foot wide. It was just crazy, and I thought, man, these things are awesome. And then I shot the next one, and I shot her broadside, and the air come out back almost near the hip in the guts. It ricocheted off the ribs. One of them big blades ricocheted off the ribs, and I did not like that. I don't like gut shotting a deer, period. And I did not like that, so I switched back. When I first started shooting deer back in 1996 with a bow, I used Bar Rocky Mountain broadheads, and really loved them. And then probably about 7 years ago, I started using Muzzies, and you know, Muzzies a good broadhead. Ain't nothing wrong with Muzzies. But I started seeing the Montec, the G5 Montecs, and how they were solid made, spin tested, and they were resharpenable, and I was like, man, these things are awesome. So I started using them 4 years ago, and I shot the first doe that I ever shot on video. I'll put a link up. I shot her with this exact broadhead right here, and if you look, this thing is still pretty much good. There is slightly, let me see if I can spot it, right here, some jaggedness to the blade right here, but other than that, this broadhead's still good to go. I could probably shoot another deer with it. And then 2 years ago, 2 hunting seasons ago, the summer, not this hunting season, but the summer before last hunting season, I got my Hoyt RX3, and I decided I wanted to use a little heavier broadhead, give me a little more front of center, so I switched to the Montec the G5 Montec 125 grain instead of 100 grain. You can see the difference in these things, and I mean, this thing really lays a whooping on them. I've shot multiple deer with the same broadheads, and just resharpened them, and I really like that. I've shot this one's actually the one that went through Wapiti, and there is a minimal, like right here is a just barely, probably hit that elbow. In the video, you when it went through this side, it was angled and went into the opposite side and went through the elbow, basically. This one actually went through both shoulders of the doe. The 100 grain that I was talking about a while ago went through both shoulders, and I can still use it. All you got to do is resharpen these things, and in a minute I'm going to show you how I resharpen them. But I also last year bought these, and I ain't shot them yet. I'm going to test them out sometime or another. But these are Montecs, not Montecs, G5's Striker V2s. These Striker V2s, they're extremely sharp. Changes the blades on them, but I'm probably going to continue to use the Montecs just because the simple fact I like the fact how they're solid made, and they go through bone and really lay a whooping on the deer. But my arrow I use is an Elite arrow. The reason I chose these arrows is because they have a .001 tolerance, if I remember right from reading about them, and they're 350 spline aligned arrows. I've shot them for the last 2 years. Before that, I was using some Walmart mossy oak arrows, and the reason I started using these Elite is because those mossy oak arrows shot really good for cheap arrows. For what you buy at Walmart. And I found out they were made by Elite, and then I started doing some research and found out about these arrows, and so I bought me I think 1.5 dozen. But I'm going to show you how to sharpen these things, and so let me move the camera so I can show you. All right, let me show you how to sharpen these things. It's really simple to sharpen these things. This is a Smith diamond sharpening stone. It has fine sharpening stone. I also have the Smith's, and this is coarse. You know, if I had a broadhead that had some bad grooves in it, then I would hit it on this coarse right here a few times. In fact, I'll just do it on this Wapiti, this one that's went through Wapiti. I'm not gonna actually use this arrow, this broadhead again. It's gonna get put up on that mount. But basically, I just go over it, do each side 3 times. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then take it and put it on here on the spine and go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I'm gonna start over again. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And I mean, this thing, clean the metal pieces off of it here, and this broadhead is good to go again. I mean, I could actually shoot another deer with it. Now I don't even see the spot on it that was from Wapiti, hitting his elbow on the opposite side of that deer, and I got a real good edge on it. So that's how I sharpen my broadheads. I mean, you can take them straight on the arrow and do it the same way. You just 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And like I said, I've shot multiple deer with the same broadheads. All right, like I said, I've shot multiple deer with the same broadheads. So I mean, to me, that's just a good investment when you can shoot the same deer over and over. But yeah, the Wapiti arrow, the arrow I'm shot Wapiti with here, I'm gonna actually take and put a rod down on the inside, and the rod down on the inside, and I'm gonna stick it up on his antlers and save it like it's gonna be on his antlers on the mount. But let me show you my quiver here. This is a G5 quiver. I looked at a lot of quivers. This quiver holds 6 arrows. A lot of people don't feel like you need 6 arrows, but I like to shoot coyotes or anything else that comes running across in front of me, so I like to have 6 arrows. It comes with this little mount right here, and if y'all wondering what this is, this on my tethered hip strap, I hang my bow on my tethered hip strap with that. I made that metal thing, but any which way, you just stick it on like this, and I lock it down like that, and so my quiver's on. It don't move. I don't shoot with my quiver on. But this is a great way to transport it. When I get up in the tree, I just unsnap that, and then I hang it on my hitch strap. You can also buy this right here for those who don't hunt public land where you can't screw in things. I've actually on my own private land used this, but screw it in the side of a tree, and then your quiver is stuck up on the side of the tree. I think this is real handy. It has an adjustment that you can adjust wherever you want this to be at. You can also lock this down with this right here, so that way it won't come up while transporting. I never do. I've never had an issue with my quiver coming off. I just lock it down and it's good to go. Oh, one thing I also forgot about these Montec, these G5 Montecs. You buy for the 100 grain, there is a practice point. This thing ain't sharpened, so this is a practice point to shoot with for the 100 grain. This is what I actually had when I was shooting 100 grains. And for the G5 Montec 125 grain, you have this is a ballistic match field point for this right here, and it weighs the same, and it's supposed to take up the same space, and it's supposed to ballistically fly the same, and it pretty much does. And if you watch the video of me shooting a doe this past year, your bow has to be tuned right for any fixed blade to fly off right. So you really got to have your bow tuned perfectly. If your fixed blade is not flying like your field point, then most likely your bow's not tuned right, and everything you need to have it paper tuned. But anyway, that's the arrows I use, the broadhead I use, and the reasons I use them. Because I mean, you just don't mechanicals. You can have problems with mechanicals. I shoot down at all kinds of angles and all kinds of ways at deer, and I don't really worry about them standing broadside at me. As long as I believe I can hit the vitals, I'm shooting at them. And open on impact can have problems going through shoulders. They can have problems going through backbone. And like I said, I've had them ricochet off of ribs, so I'm not really fond of them. I've never had a fixed blade broadhead ricochet off a rib. I've had them go slap through them. I've had them slice part of the rib, and but I've never had them ricochet. So there's why I use my broadheads, and hope you liked the video, and click like if you liked it, and subscribe and hit the notification bell to see more videos.